lane. I think SK are being very, very defensive right now. Obviously, it's not quite down to the line for them yet. They can still go to a third game, but they probably don't want to go to a third game. Nerfs are laid bare here, Demon. I can tell you. I was listening to the players in the pre-game chat a little bit, and there was some smack talk happening there. There's definitely these two teams are they're not relaxed about this game. Let me put it that way. And a lot is on the line, like you said before. No wards currently at Nashor, if I see correctly. Just one ward from SK in the river there. Misfortune farming up top. SK resetting, still moving around as a group. That's probably wise of them. Fnatic maybe going for the Baron. Melisande fails to check the one position where the SK ward is. So SK are aware of Fnatic being in the Dragon area, and yes, they're grouping up. They're all 5 there and getting ready to move into Dragon.
Yeah, and let's not forget, both these teams, they're not used to being in the loser bracket. They're not used to being in this pressure situation of, you lose this game, you might be out, which is exactly what Fnatic are facing at the moment, which is why they're probably going to be a little overly cautious. We saw this with game yesterday. They're going to be, despite the fact they've had a clear lane advantage, they've had some clear team fight advantages, they're going to be very cautious in the fights because, that trip to Dreamhack and with the flights, the hotel, it's something that doesn't come along that often. I have to be honest, I've been covering esports for 10 years outside of World Cyber Games. Not many, certainly game companies would not pay for everyone to be travelling there, let alone tournaments themselves. So that top bottom, well, it is top turret. Top inner turret is the one. Top turret does get taken down. Fnatic are going to push this lane. I think they're just going to force it so that they can get a nice clean run on Baron, at least get a good start in it, which is why they're probably backing away now. I guess they're going to go straight for it. They're going to see if they can trap anyone on the way. Wicked is dashing straight. Oh, if it had gone any quicker, I think he'd have gone straight into the backside of Fnatic there, and I'm sure Tariq would have turned around and immediately stunned him. So they're actually just going to continue clearing all lanes. They're going to push as much as what they just put the pressure onto SK, so they have to deal with it or lose possibly a lot of damage on a turret while they go for it. You can see the Cyanide just working in there. They're possibly going to come around the backside of Wicked here. He's going to put his Demacia standing down. The ulti also goes down from Rumble there. Sushi getting the ulti, but they didn't quite catch how they wanted it to. They wanted to catch one out there. They
Look at that damage. Look at the damage on Wicked, on Sleazy.
Yeah, they wanted to take it down to a 4v5. So, meanwhile, they did a good 1,000 damage straight away onto the tower instead. So it's not all too bad. But really, they were after the kill there. They wanted to get either Wicked or Sleaze down, like you say. Take it down to a 4v5. They're going to continue poking, and they think, you know what, they might get this turret here. I think Cyanide's just popped his Dimension Standard down, did he? So he's going to give the attack damage down. He will go sliding through. There he was. He jumped onto 3 of them. So Farfane has managed to pop his ulti onto the 3 of them. It's not going to do enough damage. Melisande is very low. He's going to pop straight out of there. Farfane surely going to get taken down. Cyanide also taken down. Meanwhile, PK just popping his ulti, absolutely obliterating the force there and getting the double kill. I think he may even got a triple kill as well in there. Lamiat getting the third, and finally, well, four for nothing. So Brand down.
Look at the health bars. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I just have to point out. Look at the health bars. The two main damage dealers almost completely unhurt, while the 3 champions that are meant to soak up the damage did exactly that. That team fight could not have gone better for Fnatic at this point.
I think I just caught PK actually using his flash. I think he was trying to type and flashed. I'm almost certain he was literally porting and then just flashed and then ported again. So it might be maybe accidental summoner spell used up by PK there.
I'm sure there's a strategy behind that as well.
Strategy in making a mistake, but everybody that's played LoL has done that before. Has accidentally pressed D or F and gone, that wasn't meant to happen. Yeah, so at that moment, Fnatic in a very strong position. I actually thought they may have gone back straight to Baron there after that fight, but especially winning Melisande, you've got to be very cautious there.
Ooh, and SK are very near Baron right now. Fnatic are not in a position to answer them if SK go decisively for Baron at this point. Dragon is really not that important anymore this late in the game, but I guess SK didn't want to rush Baron.
So Sleazy clears out the ward that Melisande risked his life to get. Meanwhile, Melisande clears out the ward that SK just put down. And PK needs to be wary he doesn't get caught out again like he did earlier on that exact spot where he's at with the Wraith. So Fnatic again going to push the lane. And I guess they're just going to see if they can maybe win another team fight, at least pick off one and then go for Baron. At the moment, they don't really need Baron. They've won both. I think the two or three team fights we've had so far. They've come out on top, glowingly, as it were. As PK comes around. So PK got a brilliant spot on. He's got 426 AP. You can see he's had that Rabadons for a while. He's got Rod of Ages on there as well. Sorcerer's Shoes and Negatron the Cloak, as well as a Ruby Crystal. So probably building the Banshee's Veil up there eventually. And it looks like Fnatic are going to start it. The ping's gone straight out. Clairvoyance went down, so they immediately cancelled that. Let's have a quick look around. Sushi at 443. Oh, Sleazy's going to get caught completely out here. He was miles ahead of the pack. Damashia standard was wasted. Didn't quite catch onto Sleazy. Sleazy is very low health. Sushi's going to come around the side. Surely going to catch on all of them. Yes, he will do. I don't think he's used his ulti. He may have gone in there. Jumping from Jarvan. Sushi just flashes out of the ulti. Warwick is going to continue on Sushi. He may well get him down unless he gets help. No, he's not going to, because Lamia's on him as well. Melisande comes around the side. That is Warwick down as well. So I think they got 3 in there. Yes, they did. The Sleazy, Wicked and Farfane all going down on Warwick. Alistair. PK's actually tanking the turret. And he's just going to back away and let somebody else take it now. Yeah, and that is going to be the base turret down. I wouldn't be surprised if they get the inhibitor, then immediately go straight to Baron. Whether they need to, unless they're just going to continue pushing it. Ocelot's trying to do as much damage as he can. That's going to be just about trying to catch onto Ocelot there. That could have been PK getting another kill. So they're actually not going to go for Baron. They're going to go towards the bottom lane, in fact. So Sushi is going to clear that out. So I know it's going to go by. Sushi's going to push this bottom lane, just get a little bit of farm, and I guess they're all going to go back and buy and return again. So it's working very well for them team fights. I mean, that's 3-4 team fights back to back where they've come out without losing anyone.
23-7 currently in favor of Fnatic. They have more than 3 times the kills that SK have. And once again, Lamia channels the Misfortune ultimate all the way through. SK just can't let that keep happening. Also, very curious decision on Caitlyn's part to put her ultimate on a full health ex-Pika who was in his ultimate and healing back anyway. So that was a completely wasted ultimate on their side. But yeah, like you said, the main problem here was Alistair just being too far ahead of the pack and getting caught and almost killed before the fight could even start properly. And then, of course, brilliant move from Shushay going in from the side. A little scary there. They had to down very, very quickly, but they couldn't commit with the bulk of Fnatic coming down the mid lane. And it looks like Fnatic, yes, are going for Nasher right now. Obviously, SK are all back, but they will not get there in time, I don't think.
I don't think they're even going to move for it. I don't think they're even going to bother it. Yeah, they've put the Clairvoyance down. They didn't even attempt because they know. I mean, it demoralised them. When you've lost last 3 or 4 team fights, you just think, guys, we can't actually fight for it. We have to be on a turret now. We can't. We have lost the right to be able to fight in open battle. Wow, triple Doran's Ring and Rod of Ages and Amplifying Tome on brand. So he's trying to make the best of a bad situation really there, because he's not been able to get the kills, not been able to get much, and it's frustrating for these players. Obviously, these are all top 2K plus players. It gets frustrating for them because they're not really used to being in these situations when you get so one-sided, which it clearly has been now. So Fnatic not made the mistake this time. They've not allowed Baron to be stolen off them. PK just popping his quick ulti there, putting a lot of damage onto Ocelot. Ocelot's going to have to be forced away. So we're 4v5 on this turret already. Sleazy now getting caught with the Bramble. Sushi goes in with the ulti. He's going to be diving straight in there. Sleazy's going to be to target as well. Wicked has ulted onto Sushi. Sushi's getting taken down very low health. Wicked manages to get him down. That's actually gone very badly for a moment there, but they do manage to finish it off. And Fnatic, well, for a moment I thought they were going to turn it around, but so much hate on Rumble, says Sushi. PK is going to catch onto Ocelot. Ocelot's going to get away with that, but that's going to be the inhibitor down, so that's 2 inhibs down. Baron buff obviously was in, so it worked very well. So for a moment I thought he was going to backfire badly on Fnatic on that tower, but suddenly the PK popped his ulti and it just turned everything, nommed a lot.
I'm calling GG right now.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead.
Really? Putting your neck on the line there.
So it's 2-0 between you and me, Demon, isn't it?
Yeah,
I've been on the winning team twice.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, what side shall I spectate next time? That's the question. Nobody's going to want me spectating them. I'm going to be like Curse in the background. I am the Murray Walker of esports. But, yeah, I mean, well played to Fnatic. They had to win it. They were in such a strong position. So The question is, how are SK going to handle this? Because that, despite the fact SK won the first game, now 2 games running that Fnatic have won the lane phase, they've come out pretty strong, they've taken the towers down. I don't know how they're going to react to this. It's going to be a lot down to the picks and bans, I think, Daniel.
Absolutely, yes. And this time we saw that Fnatic ran a much more classic setup. That just seemed to work so much better for them. The double AD last time around was countered very easily. I actually spoke to Wicked after the game, and he said he doesn't really like going Trinity Force first on his Aurelia, but it is the counter to double AD, and it's exactly how it worked out this time, last time around. And this time, there wasn't really much that they could do. Wicked with his Warwick did a lot of damage, and we can see he's the top performer in their team, and he did shut down Rumble a couple of times, but it just wasn't enough. I think it's definitely going to come down to the picks next game, and that's going to be very interesting. This is the game that it all comes down to. As I said in the beginning, loser stays home.
Yeah, and it's wow. I mean, best of 3. We're on the 3rd game, and it's a case of, who will go to DreamHack?